Howdy guys, I'm FE6, your favorite wolf girl enthusiast, and welcome back to my Fire Emblem The Binding Blade Ironman Randomizer with 10% crit on all the weapons. Today it's time for Chapter 19, Bitter Cold. Yes indeed, it is bitter and it is cold out here today in Ilia. Continuing off directly from last episode, I am still very much so inebriated, but that's completely okay, because what could possibly go wrong with a combination of that and Fog of War? Not to mention, we get a free pre-promote this map, which you'll have to see after I do my battle preps. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get into this one. Fun fact about this map, I have no idea about the enemy placements at all, because I completely blocked this map out of my mind. Let's see who our new unit is. I don't immediately recognize. Oh, cool. She's basically just her, wow. She's basically just herself, except using anima magic this time. Level 18 Sage Niime with the Ice Affinity, 21 Magic, 16 Speed, 18 Luck, and 17 Res comes with the A rank in staves that we can't make use of, sadly, due to the lack of a Warp Staff. Otherwise, we had a Sleep Barrier, Physic, and a Fire Tome. I mean, I'll take it. She'll probably get one shot by a flyer in this map, but I'm not counting my cards just yet. We'll see what happens. Either way, if you weren't here for last episode for some reason, I suggest that you go back and watch that one, because it was a very fun time. Excuse me, however, as I'm getting into, I'm still very much so following the rule of the last episode, wherein every end turn, I'm going to be taking a little sip of my beverage of choice, and otherwise, every crit rate, we're taking a sip of another beverage of choice. So hopefully y'all have a fun time with that, because I'm already in the midst of the fun. You're already lagging behind if you aren't too. Simple as that. Either way, I don't remember anything about this map. I just remember that there's a distinct chance that we get crit by a ballista at some point, and that I need to keep Roy out of range of like basically everything at all times, no matter what, which is honestly nothing new. That's a combination of base Fire Emblem and the added fact that mine is notably a Pegasus and therefore dies to bow users. But that's okay. That's not the male sage that I wanted to put up there. So yeah, we're going to be having a time with Niime. I'm sure that she's fine. Ice Affinity is cool and stuff. I don't know who she supports. I know that she supports, like, Hugh, Faye, somebody else, I'm sure. I know that she supports Yoder, which we get in 3 maps, I want to say? 3 maps. Chapter 21. Nice. Enemy Falcon Knight, out in the fog. My favorite thing to have to interact with. I sure hope it doesn't have a Silver Lance, or else I might have to complain about game design. It's fine. I actually did forget to bring my torch staff because I didn't think about whether or not I had a torch staff. As a matter of fact, to be completely transparent with you, my battle preps were me eating some Doritos, and then I pressed the start button. So hopefully it'll work out just fine. I know that my units are pretty well equipped from the last map, and then following that, we should be okay. Oh. Unfortunate. Because I don't have the Restore Staff. Is that Niime? If that's Niime, that's fine with me. I don't really care that much. I forgot to bring the Restore Staff. It's still on Noah. I didn't even think about whether or not this map had those. And that's fine with me. It doesn't really matter, I suppose. I guess I'll send Deke up here and kill this guy, because, I mean, that's really my best bet, no matter what way you slice it. Put him up there. Go ahead and use Deke to kill the Falcon Knight. I ended turn. I forgot about it. Maybe he'll crit. Unlucky. Maybe Deke will be the homie just as much as he was last time. It'll be quite nice of him if he is. Alrighty. Let's see. Yeah, following that Irene right here. Here's hoping that my units get a lot of crits this map, so I get to open up another one, because the next one I get to open up is also an apple drink. If you're following from last episode, you'll recall that apple is my favorite. But either way, I'll get to open up an apple drink, and this time, I will get to use my bottle opener axe to do so. So I want you typing in the comments your prayers, your hopes, your desires, for my units to get so many crits that I have to open up another one before the end of this. Excuse me. Oh, it's a fog dial. That's hilarious. Like I said, send out your prayers so that my units get a lot of crits, and therefore I have to open up another one with my axe, which has a wolf inscribed on it. I'm not kidding. I'm also not showing you until that occurs. So go ahead, pray in the comments. I'm begging you. Come on, Deke. Come on, Deke. You have 2 chances here. I ended turn again. Nice, Deek's the homie. I'm not looking forward to getting through this other one because, as I mentioned many times last episode, the Coke one is heavily overmixed. And therefore it tastes bad. And that's rough. Either way, we should be remotely fine. I mean, this map isn't really a fun one, if I recall correctly, mostly just because of the ballistas. Speak of the ballistas, there they are. And I typically have both Shanna and Thea. Oh. Cool, I guess. You're stuck there for a while, buddy. That reminds me I need to turn on Niime's animations. That's why that was the way it were, for sure. Okay, hopefully we step into his range so that I can see him and take away his life. Because I am in the business of doing that with units who want to burden me, such as those. Well, I guess it's fine for Deke to be on the front lines. I will swap you. I guess you're fine on a hand axe, to be honest. You're probably the preferred target. Nope, Deke is. Cool. Awesome. Nonetheless, Killer Lance on Fear, just in case he changes his mind. Green shall move forward, as it were decreed. Sophia as well with the Armads equipped, just for the defense bonus, if nothing else. Roy. Our boy. Tentatively our male. I don't know what we need to do with him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, if it was a long ballista. If it's a long ballista and Roy gets hit by it, then I'm going to cry foul and I'm going to turn the game off and probably not come back to it because that would be the end of the run. But hopefully it's not a long ballista. Hopefully it's just a normal one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if that's the case, safe to go right here. Safe in quotes. Because I'm still going to use Lilina and Garrett to protect him. I'm just going to pick him up with Garrett. I don't really care. I don't really care at this point. Garrett is his designated protector, and he's going to stay here and protect. What do you have to say? Burns headquarters, Nilia. I think it was Edarza, Edessa, that's it. It's to the northeast. That doesn't help me at all. Why do you have a house right in the middle of the mountain pass? You shall never cease to amaze me, village maiden. Nice. Deke is in danger. Yeah, it would just so happen that most of the time a promoted unit will not be there by themselves, completely and utterly defenseless in this way. Other guy had more hit rate. That's a funny commentary on swords in this lance-driven society. How wherein if you use things more to your capability, you will hit more shots than you'll miss. Nice. Yeah, I mean, this is working out. It's evidently not a long ballista because he would have attacked anybody except for Perceval. I'm actually surprised otherwise. Ah, yes, of course. That does make perfect sense, and I appreciate that I swapped off of hand axe for that reason. Man, I hate enemies. They really do just antagonize me whenever I don't want to be antagonized. Like, no cap, that's what they do. It's like, do you need an antagonist? And I'm like, no. But then they're like, perfect. That's exactly the conditions we needed to meet right there. You don't want someone attacking you? I got you. I got you. And then they proceed to do all of those things that I just said. That is one-to-one what it's like to play Fire Emblem. If I'm wrong, you have to comment below and tell me how I'm wrong, because I don't see how I am. If I'm right, you have to actually comment and tell me how right I am, just to boost my ego a little bit. As a matter, I'm pretty sure that's how that works, actually. But regardless of how it actually works, I'm using Shanna as my free take a sip button. Potentially twice? Nice. Yep, this is gonna be a long map. That's for sure. I don't particularly mind this map. I think it is one of the better Fog of War maps. Mostly just on account of the fact that your units by this point are typically already done with their leveling and like needing of experience. So you don't have to worry about it as much. Anyway, that guy's not a burden anymore, so I'm not worried about it. He used up all of his weapons. All of his weaponized staves, anyway. So I guess that's free Sophia experience. I do really like the druid healing animation. I think it's quite hilarious how they just hover the staff in front of them like that. Well, we are now trading you over to Armads. You will have a great time with that, and nobody will get in your way. I think I'm just gonna proceed along with fear and do what I can. Let's see. Well, we'll do this and we'll see what happens. Any lack of physic is a good lack of physic for me. Big fan of that myself. And hopefully Deke will not have any issues being here on the forest, being a sitting Deke. Ha, wordplay, that's hilarious. Comment below if you agree. Either way, these guys are just gonna stand here for a while. 2, 3, and 4 turns. And I guess Wolt can stay to the back, because I'm not in the business of letting my bards stand in range of ballistas whenever they can crit him due to not having a support partner nearby. Interesting that he flashes gray when silenced. That's not the case in other Fire Emblem games, but I kind of like that better. I guess the reason that they don't do that in other games is because, well, at least in... Ooh, this could be rough. Ah, that's fine. At least in other games... Nice! Lilina's the homie. In other games, well, in FE8 there's the stone spell, right? And then Berserk is always just animations off anyway. Wow, nice. That's 2 because we got a res level up. Man, it would have been a shame if Kath got crit there. I've been putting Kath in a lot of very shaky situations. She's very much so not been safe under my control. But I guess that's fine. She's been proving herself. Boy, I sure do love to be antagonized by the antagonists. That sure is one of my favorite game features, that's for sure. I mean, I can't legitimately complain about it, if that's the case. Like, they intentionally designed that, right? So, like, there's nothing I can do about that. It's still a shame, regardless. Sure, I don't have healers for a while. All of my sages are silenced, or asleep. Luckily, not a combination of both. Oh boy. Gotta love that old Fog of War. Good old Fog of War. They never did it justice after this game, did they? Nope, there's not a single Fog of War map in Fire Emblem post to this one that did Fog of War right. I don't know what I'm talking about. I really don't. Listen, okay, I actually want to spark this discussion, right? What do you think is the value of Fog of War? Because I know that it can be done well. I know for a fact it can be done well. This is proven, in my view, by FE8, but also, if you disagree with me, by The Lonely Mirror, the ROM hack Fire Emblem The Lonely Mirror. That was the best Fog of War I've ever played. It felt nice. Good job, iGreen. It felt fair in all of the right ways, but like, I guess my ultimate overall take on it is that you have to check all the right boxes rather than just have it in as an enhancement feature. You as a map designer, as a game designer, have to intentionally go out of your way to justify Fog of War through story elements and then go on to make the map not insufferable. It's not a matter of how much fun the player will have, it's a matter of showcasing your ability as a game designer. Nice, good job. It's not, can we make a good Fog of War map? It's, can we make Fog of War not insufferable? That's the threshold that has to be met. In my view, that's rough, and therefore also slight justification to not include it if you don't think either that you have the capability to do that, or if you don't have the desire to do that, because it spends, I mean, it's very likely you're going to spend a lot of time making a good Fog of War map, right? In the first place, making it decent. And then to go on and make it an enjoyable experience is an entirely separate thing that you have to manage. I don't know, maybe I'm just completely out in the wind about this one with a bad take, but I just don't feel that it's worth it when you could just not do that. It's fine to include it if you feel like the Fire Emblem obligatory need for something of the sort, I suppose, but that's really about the extent of it. I don't currently know if I'm going to include a Fog of War map in my own game. I probably eventually will, just on the basis of, like, proving myself to myself, but really for no other reason than that would I include a Fog of War map. Oh boy, I hope he's out of range of this. Out of the ballista. I guess the iron ballista has the long range. Maybe I'm just seeing this one. I hope I can get out of this map quickly is my only big thing. I don't want to spend a lot of time here. I don't enjoy this map. It's one of the better Fog of War maps, but that's like saying it's one of the better stale cookies, you know? Like, it's not that bad, I guess. Really, the big issue with this one is that there's long-range stuff that you just have... I guess you kind of have control over it. You do have to assume a little bit based on, like, what has long ballista versus what has regular ballista. I'm saying long ballista, but it seems that given how far back it's targeting, iron ballista is the effective long ballista. I feel like I remember that just based off my own knowledge as well. Could be wrong about that, I don't really know. Oh boy, regardless, tell me what you think of Fog of War below, because I think that there's genuine merit to it being a thing. I also think that it's just insanely hard to manage. Okay, let's go ahead and get Niime up way further if we can. I don't have to have Roy seize the throne or anything. It's not a thing for me to worry about. I have Lilina for that purpose. Okay, Fear, please crit this so I don't have to use another unit. I'm going to be relying on a... I've ended turn twice without taking a drink, I think, so. There's the first one. And there's another. Lacking in a crit, I see. Unfortunate. Lucky that I have Sophia. With all of her splendor. Wow. With all of her splendor, I went so far as to say. And then it turned out to not be true. Well, let's trade her over to the Armads for the defense. Armads is such a good weapon. I love Armads. It's really a shame that the lore behind Armads is that, like, if you use this, you're going to die in battle. So it's like you're freely handing around this weapon that you're, like, guaranteed dooming your units to an untimely demise. But it's like for my own purposes, you know? What do I care if they die in battle? That's part of war. You're expendable, my fellow comrades, my fellow citizens of Alib. Alrighty, let's get these ballistas out of here. I don't love ballistas in this Fog of War. Ballistas, even if you can see them, ooh. Even if you can see them, and in addition to that, like, long-range staves, kind of just hurts my bones a little bit. Bro. Thanks, I love it when they hit me with the Silent Staff on a, like, 27 magic druid from the entire map away, because that's how it works. Wow, I was wrong about that in the wrong direction. Crazy how that works, isn't it? Well, Deke's back in the action now, and he's got support bonuses to give, so... Shanna, thank you for your service. I don't see how we lose this run while we have Shanna and Deke in our grasp. If you have Deke in your grasp right now, I think you need to go to another website. Either way, we'll go ahead and move on. Oh, they have the support. He can't initiate. He can have the support initiated on him, though. So I could have made him talk while silenced. I know that that's intentional, and it's always funny to me when that occurs, but that's kind of wild nonetheless. Alrighty, Walt back over here. I guess Geese is just gonna have to chill out over there for a while. I'm gonna have to put down Roy right here so he can get the village and come back up here and then subsequently be rescued. I'm just gonna leave Geese there. There's no point in bringing him along. We'll go ahead and do what we can, but whatever happens at this point, either way, I ended turn again. It's a good thing I'm good at remembering that, so that I get consistently worse off for a map that's going to require a lot more focus next time. Ooh. Ooh, that's rough. Good thing she didn't get crit by that, because that would have been death. Assuredly. She's still in range of ballistas. I guess she could still get hit by those, but I'm kind of figuring that she probably won't. I don't know what their fixation is for going and attacking boars. He's got the highest defense of anyone here. That was almost bad. Very fascinating design choices, that's for sure. Silverland's flying enemies. Ballistas that can attack you from like a million tiles away. Sure is some Fire Emblem 6 for you. Next thing you know, reinforcements. If we can just get about somewhere between 16 and 32 reinforcements, I think that this map will be complete. I think that's the only thing that's missing right now. Okay, either way. Get this village. I think it's usually like a promotion item. You would come to such an isolated place. Silence. Well, that's ironic. Doesn't matter though. We're gonna stand right here with Garrett. We're gonna stay there for the rest of the map. My bard got left in the dust. My Cath is in a lot of danger, but luckily we have 2 healers available. Let's see. Okay, I'm actually gonna have to think about this turn. Unless I don't want to, I guess. Because I could just put Shanna onto the fort. Nice. Thanks, Green. Oh boy. So yeah, if I put Shanna onto the fort with the help of Deke and Boars, I mean, unintentionally hilarious there, but regardless of the circumstances. She's actually getting to the point where she doubles. I guess it is a Steel Lance, literally Pegasus Knight. That makes a lot more sense. Nice. Thank you, Sophia. Excellent, wonderful. So, I guess Deke right here. I do need to use one of my mages to heal, because otherwise Cath is going to stay in danger. She doesn't have either of her support partners. One of them doesn't even have support levels with her, and he's not going to get one this map or next map, because next map I think has a turn limit in addition to requiring a unit be alive. So Shanna right here. I guess what I could do is put Shanna a little bit further out and go ahead and kill one of the ballisticians. The other one's going to stay an issue, but I can deal with that. There's still one right here, too. If they're attacking Cath, she needs to stay on a forest tile. Probably go ahead and heal up with a vulnerary. They probably want to focus on boars for whatever reason. Do I have an elixir on hand? My current issue is that I've run out of healing items in a pretty big way. So I'm facing that down pretty much every single turn. Kill this guy. Doesn't get a crit, it's going to be a kill. I'll use Lance Reaver for the safety of it, because I know that there's a paladin right there. If we don't get the kill, it's fine, but I'd be shocked if we don't. 61 crit rate, of course, means that Shanna is a guarantee to have a sip button. Ooh. It's definitely starting to affect me, if it hadn't been already. Ooh, there's an elixir. Quite lucky. Hand axe right here, he's got that equipped. They're going to keep attacking him with the ballistas, presumably. Lilina right here. Alrighty, and before I end turn, nature calls, so I'll be right back. Alrighty, back into the fray of my favorite franchise to continue enjoying my favorite franchise, which I love so much. I really do like Fire Emblem. It's just, I'm starting to realize why some people don't like Fire Emblem 6. Either way, I ended turn. I think I said I was going to end turn, and I didn't, so I lied to you in my away time. But I guess that's just fine. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Hopefully my mic isn't too loud. It was really close right then. Alrighty. Yeah, Shanna's gonna be fine. She faces no issues, especially when on a fort. You might even say that she's on a fort this night. Unfortunate if you would say that. Highly unfortunate indeed. She'll be fine. No hit rate against this guy. If she gets a crit, she kills him. Nice. Yeah, it's only when you stand up when you realize how bad off you are. And I'm certainly getting there, that's for sure. Ooh, but I did prepare my next one because this one is almost empty. Well, we're getting there at least. Yeah, for some reason, they have a weird fixation on attacking boars, and I don't understand why, and I don't think I will understand why. Nice level up, though. Really? He attacked from 3 tiles? Why are they attacking boars? It doesn't make any sense to me. Do they have it in their mind that it's like, oh, there's a very much so vulnerable mage on this map? That was pretty bad almost. There's a very much so vulnerable mage on this map, so therefore we must attack the mage. But then, like, why not attack Deke? Lower defense? Maybe it's the hit rate issue? I don't really understand. These guys are just gonna have to stay back here. Well, I guess we use Deke to heal boars, funnily enough. Whoosh. Break the men's staff doing that. That's just fine. She could die here, but that's hilarious if that actually happens. Better not. Okay, cool, thank you. Appreciate it, Kath. Big fan of you not dying right there. One of my favorite things of all time, even. I'm not supposed to be really rushing through this right here. It's not a good place to be rushing through, but that is certainly what I'm doing. At least we'll kill one of the air caliber guys in doing this. A little bit of Silverlance action will get the job done. It is a little bit odd to me that it's still archers and stuff instead of snipers, but it's better that way. 41 HP archer is nothing to gawk at, so to say. It's definitely one of the ways to level up of all time, arguably. Let's see, I can put Sophia on the forts, and therefore I will. Sophia on the fort is never a bad decision. What could possibly go wrong? Especially when you use Armads to kill a healer for no reason. Nice. That was a worthy cause to use the Armads. I mostly just didn't want to, well, I could have just placed Perceval behind her to trade anyway, so it doesn't matter. Oh well. Carry on. Kath. Ouch. My Kath is now going to die. Yep, it's proven by the fact that I just spilled a little bit. Rest in peace, Kath. Maybe. I'm not moving until she either is confirmed dead or alive. Cool. Never, ever shall I be punished. Not in this game. For some reason. I don't know. It's kind of wild, isn't it, that I can just get away with this stuff sometimes. It's like, you know, they sure did fire my emblems this morning. Well, I guess I'll just heal with Deke and then I'll move on. Visit the village with whichever unit feels like visiting the village. Yep. You're in range of Sophia this way. Fear can move on up with no issues because she's literally Fear. Perceval will move on up. Okay, awesome. I will let Boars go up here just for the healing utility. I'll let Kath visit the village, and I'll let Shanna get the kill. I've pondered a lot about Hellfire. It's a very odd thing to ponder about, my fellow, but you do you, buddy. I'm literally going to use Durandal for the guaranteed kill. Never mind. Actually, I should have still used Durandal. Definitely should have still used Durandal. Okay, cool. Good thing I didn't need to. I wanted to guarantee that kill at all costs, but apparently one of those costs was not hit rate. So now there are 3 enemies left on the field. Reinforcements of the ambush variety. What a shame. Really hate to see that. Alrighty. Let's get a move on and try to finish this map as soon as possible. I want to get out of here. I don't want to have to deal with reinforcements any further. They scare me. That is my verdict. That is my cause. Okay. I ended turn again, I think. I can never remember. That is one thing that I am ultimately always beholden to. It's my inability to remember. Let's see. She's already got S rank and axes, right? No, she doesn't. So, to that end, I'll be using a killer axe. I'd love to have her at Armad's rank so that she and Sophia can trade it back and forth. We do still, after all, lack of a crit there is a bit shameful, but we do still, after all, have access to several hammer and staff uses. 4 of them, if I recall correctly. Let's see, this boss will not have a Philly shield or a Delphi shield. I think it goes to say a lot that I still refer to it as a Philly shield when it's clearly a Delphi shield in this game. Okay, that'll work out just fine. You guys can chill out on your respective tiles. And you can back up over here, and you can go right here. That way the Pegasus Knights won't get you. Alrighty, Knights, in the middle of the Knights. Okay, hopefully we can kill these guys with no issue and just get out of this map. I'm well past done with it at this point. I'm not necessarily concerned about whatever may happen after this. There's no possible way that Garrett dies while holding Roy. I mean, he is weighed down and stuff, but there's no way that he dies. He's got enough crit to not get... He's got enough crit avoid through his luck to not get crit. And then otherwise, he's chilling. Like a villain. Even if you get crit here, you don't die, so let's go for it. Maybe you'll get the crit even. Be quite nice. Be quite hilarious if you got crit, too. 24-3 that way. Honestly, this map is surprising me, because it didn't take that long. It's been a 35-minute recording, and that's with a break taken for both reinforcements. A break taken for my own reasons, and also for the other thing. What was it that we did? That was the... It was the battle preps. That's what the other one was. So we could end up with like a 30-minute episode here. That'd be kind of cool. Be the first time in like 10 of them or so. Alrighty, Sophia. You can't get res because you're capped out. Very unfortunate. Even if Boris gets crit here, he's fine. And if he does get crit, then I'll rescue drop him onto the fort. So you've made it through the blizzard. Yes, indeed I have. Please don't crit Boris. Thanks. Nice. Good dodge there. I think even if he got hit by that, he would have been able to tank another one. And now we'll Brave Lance. And now we'll Hand Axe. If you get crit, then you die. And that would be unfortunate. But I'm gonna risk it. Because you won't. Good. See, I told you. I told... What? She wouldn't simply go and get crit on me, of course. She's not that kind of unit. And now we Silver Lance. Because you'd have to get hit 3 times, and you can't get crit. So, we'll be done with it. We'll get out of here next turn. Dear me, I didn't anticipate perishing here. Yeah, she's actually a pretty sad villain. I know that she's got a thing for Zealot. Or she used to. And Juno was the lucky bride. Alrighty, I think we're definitively good and over with now. Please, please. Excellent. Excellent. Oh, we still have one more turn ahead of us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. One more turn awaits us. Please. Oh, they're literally brigands. Wild. Absolutely insane. This game is something else, man. I did get all the villages right. Yeah, I did. It was Elfire and like other thing or something. There we go. Excellent. Good and done with that map. Chapter 19, Bitter Cold. Truly was bitter, truly was cold. I think I owe you like 2 drinks from the end turns. There's one. Don't worry, they carry over. I'm still recording one more after this, or at least maybe 2. Probably 2. Wonderful indeed. Oh boy. It gets better. Chapter 21 is going to be the big chapter. Because chapter 20 is, of course, we rescue June, you know. We get through that map in 25 turns, hopefully. Then we go on to get Maltet for chapter 20X. And then chapter 21 is the dreaded Wyvern chapter. And I don't have a warp staff, so I can't get through that one. Regardless of what you thought of this episode, do please leave me a comment regarding your thoughts on Fog of War. I'm at the point now with these episodes where I know that those of you that are watching in these like middle episodes are the ones who are actually there for the me portion of it and not just for the Fire Emblem portion of it. And I appreciate you immensely for that. Thank you so much for being here. I deeply appreciate that, especially if you made it to the end of the episode. And on top of all that, I really want to know your thoughts about that because you are the target demographic for the people, or for the hack that I'm making. Those of you that would be here for my purposes and not so much just for the sake of Fire Emblem by itself. Deeply appreciate that. So please let me know what you think of Fog of War because it's going to wind up affecting what I think about Fog of War in some way or another. Just hearing a mass opinion of the people that I actually want to hear from will go a long way in informing me on what I more or less want to do. It's still going to be something I'm going to reflect on personally and think a lot about myself as I continue to build my game. but it's something that I'm very interested in hearing your thoughts about. So please do let me know all your thoughts on Fog of War. It was a very bitter cold episode, this map, but nonetheless, despite some clear luck that got us through this one, we made it through with no casualties. That's great. That's wonderful. It's quite excellent. And I think that's about it. Make sure to share the episode if you haven't already. Like the episode if you also haven't already for some reason. Leave me a comment on your thoughts. I guess that's about it. So, until next time, I'll see you later.